This is a story of a buck that we call Wannabe. And this started back in 2021 on our farm up in northern Missouri. Me, my brother, and a good friend of ours got on this lease in 2021 with a lot of high hopes of, seeing some great bucks, and we definitely did. Wannabe being the first mature buck that I personally encountered. I got some really good video of him that night while I was bow hunting. Him and a nice 10-pointer and a bunch of other young bucks and does came in right before dark. I got a lot of good footage of them, and I ended up having them come in at like 40 steps that evening. And I had thought about it. I think I even stood up. I might have even had my bow in hand and ranged them a couple times, but I never locked my release on. I never drew back. I ended up watching them. 2021, we guessed Wannabe, 4.5 years old, was guessing them upper 130s. And then that 10-pointer, same 4.5, probably low 140s or so is what we were thinking. And I let them walk. It was a tough decision, but I knew they were going to be something great. I knew the area we were in was an area that produced large bucks, and if they could luckily make it through the year, they were going to be something special. 2022, Wannabe turned out to be something special. He had a 6-inch drop tine on his right. He had probably a 7 or 8 inch or more extra point between his G2 and G3 on his left. Just out of nowhere, kind of turned into this freak, and we were all shocked and excited to hopefully get a chance at this buck. We ended up seeing him quite a bit, but no good shots during bow season. I ended up having him at 40 yards one evening, and he was on camera. I was getting pictures of him on camera at 40 yards from me, but that camera was through a thicket. My phone went off, I look at it, I'm getting pictures of him, and he's 40 yards from me and I can't even see him. And I start getting texts from my buddies, and they're like, "Hey, are you hunting? Are you in the stand?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here," but I can't see him at all. And I waited and waited for that buck to make an appearance where I could get a shot, and he never did. He turned and went back the way he came from. 2022, I focused heavily in one area on that farm. I knew going into 2023, if he survived, where I was going to hunt. And luckily, he survived, but for one main reason, he broke his whole right side off with that drop tine below the brow tine. And that happened in rifle season, and we seen this deer more than any other deer on the farm after he broke his tine off, and it was like he knew he had a free pass. 2023 came around, and he turned out to be just a heavy straight 8 with no trash. He started to grow that little drop on the right. He's got about a, 3/8 to 1/2 inch nub on his right. But he never grew that extra tine in between his 2 and 3 on his left. But still an absolute giant of an 8. As I said, finishing out the year 2022, kind of focusing on that area that I was at, and I knew that he was kind of calling his home. I had that plan in 2023 coming in. I think I had 6 cameras over a 5-acre patch, just this field in the back. So I knew he was traveling through this northwest corner of the property. He was using this little area, the far northwest corner, where I put one of my cameras, called the northwest corner, because it had a little crest in the field that went down into this dip, and it was just this wooded, kind of secluded area that he traveled and stayed below to sneak through on the property. And I got tons of pictures and video of him traveling through there early in the year this year, 2023. And so my plan going in through season was to hunt that area pretty hard. I had four different stand locations set up surrounding that field for different winds, stuff like that, but I knew that's where I wanted to be. I was sitting in the stand in the finger, what we called the finger, and my phone goes off, and I get a picture notification from my Tactacam, and it says northwest corner camera, and I'm facing east, and so I look to over my shoulder at the northwest camera, and I don't see anything. I throw my binoculars up, I'm looking around, don't see nothing. Well, I look at my phone, then the picture loads, and it's him. I noticed that it was a wannabe, and it wasn't 15 seconds, you know, from the picture. And I looked back up, and there he was, just cresting. He was below that hill, that little line in the field I was telling you about.
Oh my gosh, it's him. It's him. Oh my God, I got him. I'm pretty sure I smoked him. I am pretty sure I smoked him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. It's 5:17. I gotta get down. I got wannabe. I got wannabe. His body is huge. He's a dandy. Look at the base. Oh my gosh. Heavy base. I got him. I freaking snort wheezed him in. I freaking got him. Oh. He was a lot bigger last year, but he's a stud.
I didn't get much footage, really nothing at all of the retrieval except a little bit from my phone and some pictures. But all in all, it was an awesome story, and to be able to chase this deer and have those encounters for those years and just the memories of all those hunts, I'll never forget them.